All right, guys, we're back with another Edison Format Finals at Epic Cards and Games in Hurst, Texas. We got Javier taking the GB challenge. He's trying to be the first person to win with GBs on the channel, but he's going up against maybe his toughest opponent, the Sherrif Los, playing his signature Vayu Turbo Deck. So it looks like Los went first, summons Greffer, discards Necro from hand, and sends Vayu. So Javier did go undefeated this tournament all the way till here, and Los only lost once, and his only loss was Javier in the Swiss rounds. So maybe Los will get that revenge here. He sets 2 back row and passes. So another thing, GBs, they've been in the finals. I think this is the 7th time GBs have been in the finals. I got the list right here of the records of like all the finals. You guys can go see all the finals ever on the channel. There's a playlist called just Edison Format Finals. And GBs have never won a single game, so we'll see if Javier can maybe at least break that streak. So he summons Laquari. Los has got 2 back rows, so he doesn't stop the Laquari summon. I mean, he has Necro, so he can protect. If he has another Dark, he could just protect the Greffer. But then you got to worry about Chariot, so let's see what happens here. So Javier attacks. Los uses the Necro Gardener. Now Javier sets 2. So Los, as some of you guys have been watching the channel, the Sherrif, he's won a bunch on the channel. He's got the most wins currently. I think he's at 16. Yeah, he's at 16. Whereas Javi, he hasn't played in like a year. The last time he played was when he made the finals, and he and I played in the finals, and I beat him. So that's pretty impressive. He hasn't played in a year, comes back a year later, and makes it all the way to the finals. So I think he's really good with GBs, but he's just rusty. I think you just got to play more. He needs to play more, and he'll get back up to speed. And like I said, going undefeated at our locals is tough. Going undefeated all the way to the finals with GBs is an accomplishment. Right, so Javier chariots the Greffer. So now Los has got 2 darks, but he does have a Vayu play. So they both have 1 back row. All right, so banish Vayu and Sirocco. Javier has nothing to stop this, so no bottomless. He's probably D-prison. And yeah, Los has Solemn. I think that's one of the reasons why he MST'd. Yeah, this is why he MST'd the 3 back rows, because he had the Solemn. And now Javier loses, what, 500? So those two cards in his hand versus Javier's. What's crazy is Javier's actually up on cards. Yeah? No, they're even in cards. Because Los went first. So Javier takes 23, and now Los sets another back row. I think, see, I've said this in the past about GBs. The GBs actually have decent matchups. They have a lot of good matchups in Edison, but the problem is they have a bad matchup against Blackwings, and Blackwings is probably the most played deck in Edison. That's the issue. And then Hero Beat is even a worse matchup than Blackwings. But that deck is kind of losing a little bit of popularity. But you can always expect to bump into at least one of them at a big tournament. All right. Anyway, let's get back to the duel. So Los sets a monster. He's got 1 back row, 1 face down. So Los probably set Ryko or Hamsters, not Plague, because he wouldn't set a Plague against GBs. Maybe he'd set Hamster, but more than likely that's a Ryko. And Javier already used 1 Chariot. And Javier summons the Rescue Cat. So let's see. Javier's playing a little slow, because he was playing pretty quick the past few duels. I think because it is the finals. In the finals, it's a lot more pressure. Because I think everyone knows when it's the finals, those videos always do better, unless if it's like a really popular deck. But most of the time, the finals get the most views on the channel, which for obvious reasons, people want to see which decks do well, which players make it. All right, so he has to grab Sam Knight and Test Tiger, unless maybe he already has a Test Tiger in his hand. Maybe he could grab double Sam Knight, but we'll see. So he goes Sam Knight and Test Tiger. So here he pops the Tiger. Does Los have anything to stop it? No. So what does Javier do here? Does he have a War Chariot? I think it all comes down to if he has a War Chariot. If he has a War Chariot, then you could go for Bestiari, but if you risk him having bottomless if you go for Bestiari. Like, again, I don't know what Javier's 2 back rows are, but let's find out. I think his choices are either Bestiari or Murmillo. But maybe you would argue, would Los have bottomless as Samurai? I don't think so. There's just no reason to. So yeah, you can see here he has the 2 cards on the top of his deck, and that's what he's debating. And like I said, I can't really unless if I knew his back rows, then yes, I would make a better prediction. But I don't know what his back rows are. But this seems like an okay play. Get rid of the big 2300 beater that you have to deal with. And I think it comes down to, does he have a War Chariot? So here comes the D Prison. So Trap Stun. So here I've had this argument with people in the comments between Trap Stun versus 7 Tools. So this is this whole Raiko situation. If that is a Chariot, then maybe 7 Tools might be better. But we'll see. So he chooses the Murmillo, Los Mills, Armageddon, Bottomless, and Card Trooper. Okay, so why did the Murmillo go back to his deck? No, I don't know what happened there. Ooh, Burial. Oh, that's not good. Burials, Vayu, Sirocco, and Necrogarna, I think. This is not looking good for the hero, the GB hero. So he gets he's going to bring out the Armor Master. What else? Los has got, what, 2 cards in hand? So Los is checking his graveyard, trying to see what's gone. 2 D Prisons are gone. And Javier didn't bottomless the Armor Master. Special Gale. So the only thing you're afraid of is Mirror Force. It looks like Javier has nothing. Well, he shows what the back row is. Oh, it was War Chariot. Oh, okay. That's great. So if he had the War Chariot, should he have gone for the Bestiari there? Maybe he should have. And again, here's the argument with 7 Tools versus Trap Stun. Let's say had he gone for the Bestiari, he would have popped Los's D Prison and then attacked the Raiko, Chariot, Murmillo, and who knows. But Los would have drawn Burial. Maybe Javier still would have lost that game. He had Gale too. Yeah, I think Javier would have lost anyway, but... Oh, heavy. Oh, he got heavy for 3 on camera, so his hand is... So he set Bottomless, War Chariot, and Trap Stun. And then Los summons Gref first. This is not looking good for Javier already. He got heavy. Los got a plus. He got a +2 off the Heavy Storm, and he has a monster run over the Equest. So Javier takes 100. Ooh, so Los had no dark, but he's got 1 back row, and Javier likes Upstart and GBs. So would I. I mean, I play Upstart almost every deck. Someone was telling me that they would play Upstart Amaryllis, and I was kind of like, no, I don't agree with you on that one. I forgot who it was. I think it would have been Donnell. Anyway, Javier crashes the Darius into the Greffer, so I wonder what Los's back row is. Okay, so Los MSTs, Javier's Solemn. So unfortunately, he drew the Solemn like the turn after he got Heavy Stormed. So I think he did this so Javier couldn't like attack. That's probably a Raiko, or I'm pretty sure Los sided out his Hamster. In this matchup, at least I always do. When I play Vayu and I go up against GBs, I always side out the Hamster. So I think that's why Los MST'd his back row in case there's a Chariot, so he can't just go summon a GB, attack your Raiko, War Chariot, and then tag out. I think that's why he did this play. Okay, so 79, 9K, and Los is debating. Ooh, they're both thinking. I mean, this is GB's. He's got 2 cards in his hand. To Los, like, Los's hand is, what, 3 or 4? A back row, a Raiko. Now, should have Javier set 3? I think maybe he shouldn't have set the... I mean, you're going first. I think you can get away. He had a quest. Maybe he could have just summoned a quest, set Bottomless. I think that's what I would have done if I was him. Just summon a quest, set Bottomless. You have War Chariot. Because whatever Los does, you just Bottomless it. Unless if you're scared of Cyber Dragon. All right, anyway, low summons Armageddon Knight, and then tops for Plague. And then Los flips the Raikou. He's going to choose just to mill. Mills Necro and Cyber Dragon. That's not good for Javier. He's going to go for Stardust. Oh, but Los is not scared of Gores. Oh, I mean, if you have Dark Arm, there's no reason to be afraid of Gores. 25, 28. And Javier just scoops. He has a Royal Oppression, Stardust, Dark Arm. So the Sherrif Los with another win. Let's see. That would be Los' 17th win on the channel, 10th win with Vayu Turbo. This man's the Vayu Turbo. That's why I always call it his signature deck. 10 wins with Vayu Turbo. Amazing. And Javier, after the match, this was his argument. He said his hand was really bad, so he set all three because he felt that was the only way he was going to win that game. And I don't know if I agree. He even admitted it afterwards. He's like, maybe I shouldn't have set the Chariot. I think he was fine just summoning in Quest, setting bottomless. He probably still was going to lose that game. But at least then Los heavies him, summons Greffer. I see his argument. I think he was going to lose no matter what. But unfortunately for Javier, the GB challenge continues. We'll see. Maybe next tournament someone will finally end this GB streak. Again, this is the 7th time GBs have been in the finals, and they're 0-14 in games. All right, guys. I'll see you next time for another tournament. Bye.